Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly. All right, we've got Thick Tongue with Cynthia talking about the divorced Penelope Thomas and will she be back on Raw. So Carlos is taking credit for introducing Cynthia to shade and reading even though she was a model. Cynthia said, now Carlos really did give us a good read when we were sitting around on a trip acting like we didn't want to film. He said, now looky here. My house gonna be paid for, my checks will clear. But if you wanna keep this as your business, I suggest you start to put your business in the street. Okay, now Carlos gonna tell us how Cynthia cussed him out. Oh, honey, wait till I cuss you out. Then again, I don't know if I could ever get my tongue that swollen. So he never says what she said, but he got cussed out for Phaedra's pop-up shop business, and apparently they were wasting Cynthia's time. The only thing Cynthia's wasted our time with is her pop-up businesses. Ain't nobody buying them sour little sunglasses. And what fashion shows have you cast from the Burley Agency? So he said the network was behind her when she came on because she was a star, bringing elegance and class. And she did bring a little bit of elegance, but is what Cynthia brought to Housewives game-changing? No, she was always the calm one to Nene's big persona. She was always the wishy-washy one. I feel like you have a flip-flopper on every reality show like this. I wouldn't say she was a game changer. I'd say she played her part well. So Cynthia says, well, you know, I was one of the only cast members to actually bring some famous people on the show. Well, except for Kandi Burruss. Who did Kandi Burruss bring on? Other than Escape. Well, she did bring on who? Jermaine Dupri? I mean, Cynthia, you ain't the only one with a famous friend. But okay, you know, you also knew the Atlanta circuit. Oh, Tiana Taylor sang at her wedding. Well, she ain't singing nowhere else. She had that bad deal, so I'm not surprised she was doing gigs like that. Lil Mama would sing there too. Lord, now Carlos got her calling herself Cynthia Bone Cheek Bailey. Lord, you're just as illiterate as Nene Leakes. Oh, we talk about the Bailey Bowl, but let's talk about the Bailey boys, like that bisexual bussy that you sent on Love is Blind. Well, you didn't send him, but he certainly embarrassed the franchise. So Cynthia really loved throwing parties, so by the end of the season, they would cut some of her events because you didn't had them all. Well, you had to give Penelope something to do. So her contribution, since she didn't give much drama, was always having a venue for them to film in. I had the Bailey Agency in Uptown and Lake Bailey to throw an event in when you needed an all-cast, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So basically, you were the party planner. Okay. Also, because she didn't always get in fights with people, people would always show up to her events so they could mend fences. Smart. So Carlos is going over all the epic fights we had at Cynthia events, and honestly, it just feels like she's more of a producer who scouts low KKs than anything else. Well, hold on, you're saying don't call Cynthia boring or not relevant. All she added to the show was a danged set. A set! I'm sick of you and your lies. You are not Rob Dixon's Cap Collection. You don't need to embellish. Now, I agree with Carlos. Without Cynthia, the show wouldn't be the hit that it is because she's the only one who could deal with Nene's bull. A moose with bull. So Cynthia says she don't mind being off the show now because she don't miss having to carry bones like when she had to tell Phaedra Apollo knew she was sleeping with Mr. Chocolate. Carlos said, I'm always looking for Cynthia Bailey when I cast my show. So I guess Kimmy would be Cynthia on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And nobody would be Cynthia on DC because everybody was born. Now, Carlos wants to say the drama with Penelope Thomas and Cynthia we hadn't seen before with the mama hiding the wedding certificate. But Heifer Joyce was out here hating on AJ even when he died. So Mama Joyce had already shown us evil mama. Carlos gonna say, Were you ever told or felt that you wouldn't have staying power without Nene and Penelope Thomas? Yeah, she needed them like she needs oxygen. The majority of her interactions on the show were with those two, so of course she needed them, but she played off of them well. It was good ensemble, because we can see we don't want to see Nene by herself. And Penelope ain't got a show either. At least Cynthia got Girls Trip. She said Peter told me himself. Y'all were a duo. Sometimes he sang lead and you were his backup. She said during an argument he told her they won't keep you without me. And facts are facts, but we would have watched you divorce. Well, like we did watch you divorce. She said, I'll never drag him publicly. Now off camera, I'll tell you what a broke piece of shit he was. But not on. Looks bad for me. All right, Cindy. So Penelope convinced Cynthia to take the meeting for housewives so she would move down there. A con man from the start. So Cynthia was assigned to be Nene's friend on the show. They had only met once, and that's how they became Ace Boon Tunes. So because she was assigned to Nene, she just got to be herself and let Nene be Big Nene. Isn't that right, Big Los? And speaking of Nene shaded Cynthia when someone called her beautiful by saying, have you seen her in person? Yes, I have. But you weren't invited to BravoCon, were you? So Cynthia said, I ain't participating in Nene's negativity. You see where it's kept her? On BET. She said, I'm trying to get acting gigs and find a new man. I ain't got time to be out here looking like a butt. So if Nene wants to keep her cheeks on her shoulders, that's her business. All right, let's get to her leaving Mike Hill. She ain't gonna say nothing. I believe he started cheating, and before you got embarrassed, you got in the wind, and I ain't mad. So Carlos asked her, Cynthia, what do you think about everybody telling you you didn't see the red flags? And she says, well, you don't know the ins and outs of my marriage. Well, he wrote a book about all his ins and outs, and that's why he can't keep a marriage. She said, well, there were red flags with Peter, but I still married him. She said, I love him. I'm still healing. We just ain't together no more because it's not profitable since I'm not on Bravo. Y'all thought y'all were gonna be together forever? That's a short forever. A real short forever. She even says, I'm going through this new job transition. That's why I dropped you. He said, if you can't pay, get out my way. You're better off, hon. She is tired of people telling her not to get married. She's like, I've only been married twice and it's my life. If I want to collect a few more rings, so be it. And that's true, it is your prerogative. I just don't need to see another one of your nuptials on Housewives. Cynthia said it, I'm looking forward to new life and I'm ready for love. Maybe she should go on Ready for Love. I could see that being cute, keep her on reality TV. You could meet a cute doofus. What do you say to people who think infidelity was a part of this decision? Well, she said, first, it's none of your business. Marriage can survive infidelity. So it was you getting fired that farted it up. So Carlos goes back to when Cynthia met him on Steve Harvey's show, and he said, do you think he was on there just to get self-promotion and went after you for that? And she said, well, probably, but he didn't know I was going to pick him, so it is what it is. I mean, we was on a TV show. She said, since I've been married on the show twice, I'm not going to say it breaks up marriages. It's just hard to start a marriage on a show. Oh, God, you really going to say Mike Hill was happy you didn't go back to the show? Okay, heifer. That's why you divorced now, because you didn't know your husband. She said she felt like she had come full circle on the show because she wasn't having that much fun and didn't have that much to give. You never had that much to give. And trying to keep your marriage private and not being married to a Penelope Thomas Bailey, a star-chasing spouse, made your storyline suffer. So Cynthia thought about being a friend of the show since it was offered, but they wasn't offering her enough scratch and wanted her to show up too much. So basically it was a pay cut to get you to move along, which you did. Carlos, you out here saying, so you didn't get fired, you were offered a friend role. Then she was fired from being a housewife. Honestly, that's an insult offer if you ask me. Come back to work for half the pay. Cynthia acted like, oh, I wanted to go. I do wish I had gotten the pickup letter. I mean, nobody wants to be fired. She said if they hadn't asked me to leave, I don't think I would have cut the cord. Because you wouldn't have missed the coin. And I wouldn't have missed it either. Shoot, Bravo can go on and keep paying. So, of course, Cynthia is dating herself right now, getting back to her. Her and Mike are still friends, but she's open to dating. But they're friends without the benefit of puss. Girl, just because you getting divorced don't mean you can't give them some puss. Once you find somebody that know what to do with it and you know, well, then again, I'd say you'd already got him tested, but then he out there in these Vegas streets. So, yeah, girl, keep your legs closed to cheating men. Carlo's gonna say Peter is still single. I mean, if they got back together again, I would want to see them on Roa. I would. Oh, Cynthia said Peter got a girlfriend. That ain't gonna stop him. Oh! Carlo said, did Peter ever pay back that $175,000 you had to sue him for? She said yes, he finally coughed up. So who would Cynthia go back to Housewives of Atlanta with if she could have her choice? Oops, she said Eva, Kenya, Candy, and Portia. No need. Guess she's too mean. Well, that was the shit, and I'ma see you soon for the Housewives of New Jersey trailer. Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly, allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. We gotta talk about the you. We gotta talk about the unit, about the unit. We gotta address what the hell's on your head. Say it again. We got to address what the hell is on your head. One more time. What the fuck is that? Is it a welcome mat? Is that a dead cat? We gotta talk about the unit. Yeah.